Today, we're delving into the mystery of the most promising Kepler worlds, imagining life on utterly alien planets. In the grand scheme of the universe, our explorations represent a mere fragment, and yet they've already unveiled dozens of potentially habitable exoplanets. In the quest for potentially habitable planets, scientists seek out twin Earths, planets that closely resemble our own. A twin Earth is characterized by a size similar to that of Earth, which increases the probability of having a rocky surface. Additionally, it's essential for the planet to orbit a star akin in size and radiation output to our Sun, while maintaining an optimal distance within the habitable or Goldilocks zone. Kepler 452b was the first Earth-like planet found orbiting around a star like the Sun, and it might just be a perfect candidate as a habitable world. Back in 2015, scientists considered it the most Earth-like planet ever discovered, and there's a reason for that. Like the Sun, Kepler 452 is also a G-type star of about the same temperature, but 1.5 billion years older. Even though the star is brighter and slightly larger in diameter than the Sun, solar energy that reaches the exoplanet is just about 10% more than what Earth receives. At 1.6 times our planet's size, there's more than a 50% chance this super-Earth is a rocky world. Even the orbits of the two planets are similar. Kepler 452b is located in the habitable zone of its star, about 5% farther compared to Earth and the Sun distance. Scientists believe that the planet had a valuable head start in the development of life compared to Earth, as it spent 6 billion years in the star's habitable zone. Of course, this is only if Kepler 452b had all the right conditions for life to emerge on its surface in the first place. However, we've recently discovered that Kepler meets some of those conditions. One study shows that if the exoplanet's CO2 concentrations in the atmosphere are similar to the atmospheric amounts of gas observed on Earth, the exoplanet is habitable. So, what would it be like to live in this alien world? Because the planet is more massive than Earth, it would also likely have a stronger surface gravity. In the new environment, people would need to acclimate to their altered weight, experiencing a sensation of being approximately twice as heavy as they are on our planet. Initially, humans would encounter mobility challenges, but over time, we would undergo adaptation, paving the way for the natural course of evolution to unfold. Former NASA's astronaut believes that just like firefighters carrying heavy loads, our bodies would adapt to the new environment, gradually growing stronger. Through heightened physical activity, our bones would develop resilience, countering a potent gravitational force pulling us towards the ground. Over generations, kids would be born with inherently robust physiques, surpassing the physical resilience of Earth-born infants. Not everything, however, would be different. Thanks to its current proximity to the star, Kepler 452b would feel much like home when it comes to sunshine and surface temperature. Planets would still rely on photosynthesis as their primary source of energy, maintaining a growth pace and intensity akin to that observed on Earth. Scientists also speculate the exoplanet might have a thick atmosphere, water on its surface, and active volcanoes. If most predictions are correct, Kepler 452b is a very promising candidate for Earth 2.0. But it might not stay like that for long. Researchers think the planet might experience a runaway greenhouse effect in about 500 million years, the same phenomenon that made Venus a scorching world by trapping high amounts of carbon dioxide in the planet's atmosphere, making it 90 times as thick as Earth's. Still, that's 500 million years. Plenty enough time for the human race to colonize it and call it a home world. Kepler 452b seems exciting, but it's not the only Kepler world that shows promise, and it's a really distant one at that. Even light would take 1,800 years to reach this exoplanet. But what if we take the fastest man-made object ever created? Breaking its own speed records as it approaches our Sun, the Parker Solar Probe is soaring at a speed of 120 miles per second. This is a striking achievement, and yet it's still only 0.063% of the speed of light. If we imagine a direct journey from Earth to the exoplanet Kepler 452b, the the probe would still require an astonishing 2.8 million years to traverse the vast expanse of 1,800 light-years. "500 light-years away from Earth, within the constellation Cygnus, lies Kepler 186, a red dwarf star. It is this celestial location where scientists discovered the first Earth-sized exoplanet orbiting a distant star in the habitable zone. Since then, astronomers are confident there are multiple worlds in the universe similar to Earth in diameter and could have conditions that would allow for the existence of liquid water on their surface. Kepler 186f only exceeds the size of our planet by less than 10%. With an orbital period of 130 days, this alien world resides towards the outer boundaries of the habitable zone. Because of this, Kepler 186f receives approximately 1/3 of the heat energy the Earth receives from the Sun, rendering its conditions more akin to those on Mars. However, rather than being a misfortune, this disparity offers a unique advantage. Red dwarfs are known to have powerful solar flares, increasing their brightness twice within minutes. But Kepler 186 star is smaller, less massive, cooler, and nowhere near as bright as the Sun. So, even if the M-type star experiences frequent outbursts of radiation, the exoplanet might be far enough to avoid the deadly consequences. The potential for liquid water and the existence of life on Kepler 186f are not solely determined by the planet's distance from its star, but also by its atmospheric conditions. The exoplanet's current position could indicate frozen water on the surface. However, its large size allows for a denser atmosphere compared to the Earth that can retain and distribute heat, potentially warming the water. The 4 other planets within the system are only about half the size of our planet, and all of them have short orbital periods, which makes the inner star companions extremely hot worlds unsuitable for life as we currently understand it. Today, it would take a 780,000-year journey to reach Kepler 186f. But imagine that sometime in the distant future, we invent a spacecraft with a speed limit of 90% the speed of light. In about 550 years, our descendants would step foot on Kepler 186f. What would their experience be like? The red dwarf star Kepler 186 is smaller and about 25 times fainter than our Sun. If you were standing on the exoplanet's surface at midday, the star's brightness would be similar to our Sun's about an hour before sunset. Scientists say the planet maintains a stable axial tilt, enabling it to have regular seasons and a consistent climate, just like here on Earth. Based on calculations, scientists have determined that the axial tilt of Kepler 186f has remained stable for an extensive period of tens of millions of years. Such stability is crucial, as an erratic tilt can have catastrophic consequences, transforming a potentially habitable planet into a barren and inhospitable world. Think of Mars, where an unstable tilt might have played a key role in shaping its current unfavorable conditions. The search for the perfect Goldilocks planet continues, and some of the best candidates are often found by chance. In 2020, Kepler 1649c was accidentally discovered during a review of past observations after initially being misclassified as a false positive exoplanet. Scientists still don't know much about this world, including what its atmosphere could be. But since Kepler 1649c receives 75% of starlight compared to Earth, and because of its much shorter orbital period of just 19.5 days, it might have temperatures similar to those we experience here on our planet. If Kepler 186f lacked a heat-trapping atmosphere, its surface temperatures would be around -38 degrees Fahrenheit. Although this may not seem favorable, Earth's temperatures without greenhouse gases would also be lower, around 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Even if the atmospheres of the two planets were similar, Kepler 186f would still require more greenhouse gases to compensate for this difference. Many other worlds in the cosmos bear resemblance to Earth in terms of temperature or size, like TRAPPIST-1f, TRAPPIST-1d, Teegarden-C, and TOI 700d, and these exoplanets are located much closer to us. So far, Kepler 1649c seems unattainable. The vast expanse of 470,000 years of travel time lies between us. But when time comes, it would be a worthwhile journey, as none of these nearby planets can match the unique combination found in Kepler 1649c. This extraordinary exoplanet not only potentially shares our planet's temperature and size characteristics, but also resides comfortably within the habitable zone of its star, making it a truly exceptional discovery. And to make sure you don't miss out on anything mind-blowing happening in our universe, by subscribing. Thanks for watching.